at Kansas State University. So I am covered in chocolate currently, and that's a great theme for what we're doing today. We are making truffles. Now, my high school career of culinary arts, you could say, which wasn't really a career, just me making a bunch of food in my kitchen and then bringing it to school and sharing it with everyone, was centered around truffles. I made Oreo truffles and Snickers truffles and Butterfinger and Take 5. As you can see, there was a theme with the truffles. I would make them out of candy bars or inspired by candy bars. So that's what we're going to do today. It's probably going to get really messy. There's going to be chocolate everywhere, but it's edible, so it's okay. And we're going to make 3 different kinds of reinvented candy bars in our truffle form. We're going to make Kit Kat, Almond Joy, and then also Hershey's Cookies and Cream. But the difference is, rather than just like crushing up, candy bars and putting them in chocolate, which would definitely work, but it's like the easy way out, I'm going to reinvent all the different textures and the flavors of the candy bar so they'll still like taste like it, but like with mousse or with cream instead of just the candy bar. And the coolest part about this whole thing is we're going to use an ice cube tray to create our truffles. Truffles are really cool, but sometimes the chocolate seizes or gets too hot, and then dipping your chocolate just doesn't work. But by coating the chocolate in the center or the bottom of our ice cube tray, putting in the filling, and then covering it in chocolate, you don't have to worry about that. And then that looks kind of fancy and such too, because it's all ice cube trayed and stuff like that. And the cool thing about that too is if you get like shapes of ice cube trays, then you have shaped chocolate and fun shaped truffles. I just have a simple plastic one. It was like 50 cents, I think, which is all I needed. But if you have a little more money to spend or you even have it around, a silicone ice cube tray will work great, and you don't have to worry about it getting stuck at all, because that's what the beauty of the silicone. So right now I have my beautiful janky double boiler, and we're melting about a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips in here. And I just want them to be smooth, and the beauty of the double boiler, or what it is, oh, it's boiling, oh yeah. If you don't know what a double boiler is, it actually has about 1 inch of boiling water underneath in the smaller one, or the bigger one. And then in the smaller one, I have the chocolate, and it just does a really good job of evenly melting the chocolate without it burning.
For those of people who are just joining us, what are we doing?
What's up, friends? Okay, so today we are making truffles, and we're going to make 3 different candy bars into truffle form. We got Kit Kats, we have Almond Joy, and then Hershey's Cookies and Cream. And right now, I'm just melting some chocolate over a double boiler, and it's boiling, so it's doing its job. I've got about a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. You could do whatever flavor, if you like more dark chocolate or milk chocolate, white chocolate, whatever you like. Another option would be to use almond bark. The purpose of the almond bark is really to like coat things, so it works great for this. What I'm doing is just scooping the chocolate into our ice cube tray, just like that, and then spreading it around the sides. And you can do this so simply just with a spoon. You don't need any fancy tools or anything like that. Just kind of turn your ice cube tray around to get all the sides coated. You want to make sure that you really get them coated, because that's going to make sure that your truffle stays intact and doesn't break on you when you try to take it out of the ice cube tray. But it's happened to me, and if it happens to you, I mean, you can still eat it. It's delicious. And it's looks a little more homemade, right? That's what that is, I think. And I'm using a double boiler today to melt the chocolate, but if you have a microwave, that's even easier. I actually don't have a microwave in my kitchen, which is interesting, because usually that's all you have in the dorms. But if you have a microwave, it's a lot simpler, and go for it.
Kelsey asks, can you use other molds for this?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to do like shapes. Even if you have, they sell like candy molds and stuff at Joann's and Michael's and other specialty cook stores. Any kind of mold would work great. I'm just doing a standard ice cube, if that's a thing, a standard ice cube today. But really any kind of mold it'd be fun if you like had a fun party or like a birthday and you wanted it to be like a ladybug shaped or something. I don't even know what shapes of molds they have. Stars, hearts, all those kind of things.
What are other flavors that people can experiment with truffles?
So I've done like Snickers before, where I made a caramel whipped cream in the center. I rolled it in peanuts, froze that, and then dipped it in chocolate. That was really good. I've done Take 5 before, which has like pretzels and peanut butter and peanuts and like all this stuff. It really, any kind of, whatever your favorite candy bar is, I say try to experiment and go for it. And as long as there's like chocolate involved, I really don't think you can go wrong. Especially when you're like coating it in all sides of chocolate. Yeah. What is everyone else's favorite candy bars? I like the Hershey's Cookies and Cream. Super excited for that one. I'm a dark chocolate person myself. Part of the reason I use the semi-sweet chips for this. But if you like milk chocolate, I mean, that's awesome. It's just like kind of sweet for me. Once you go dark chocolate, you just like, it's hard to go back. So
Can
good.
you substitute this chocolate for white chocolate?
Yeah, absolutely. Or almond bark would work great too. Almond bark has really good, like the chemical balance within almond bark is great for trying to coat things and not having it seize up and burn on you, which is one of the risks you run with melting chocolate. But the double boiler really helps that from happening. All right, I think I have about one more we're going to do.
Jordan asked, can you make it with pineapple lumps?
Yeah, I mean, chocolate and pineapple go really well. It'd be fun to do like a pina colada one or something. You could do coconut and then add some canned pineapple or fresh pineapple if you have it, and then coat that in chocolate. That'd be delicious. I think I just made up my next truffle. Thanks for the inspiration, friend. Okay, so we're just about set with this. The chocolate is a pretty thick coating all the way around because, like I said before, we want to make sure that it doesn't break, and the thicker it is, the least likely it is to break. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. We don't want it to boil over. Now I'm going to put it in my freezer, and it needs to set for just about 5 minutes, maybe even a little less. We just want that first chocolate coating layer to set. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to make some coconut cream for our Almond Joy truffles. So right here I have 2 tablespoons of coconut pudding, and I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of, this is called chipped coconut, so it's basically like extra crunchy and it's already been cooked. But you could do like toasted coconut. You're going to get a different flavor with that, or just regular sweetened coconut. I don't want it to be too sweet, so that's part of the reason that we're just going to use the chipped one. And we're going to just mix that up with our pudding, making a mess as I do best. And now I'm going to add some milk. And I kept it in the fridge because whenever you're using any kind of stabilizer, like with the pudding that we have right here, we want the milk to be cold. That's going to activate all of the chemical wonder that is food. So I have about 6 tablespoons of milk. This is skim milk, but you could totally do whatever you have in your house. We're just going to mix it up, and we're going to make a little fun coconut cream. Another option you could do, if you have like coconut milk or coconut cream around the house, you could make a coconut whipped cream. That'd be good. But we're going to make a vanilla wafer whipped cream for our Kit Kat truffle, and I wanted to do something a little different with this one.
Kiyomi asks, have you made one of these, like a Reese's cup?
Yeah, Reese's cups are really good. You could do a simple one that's just like those peanut butter bonbons where you do almost like you could do like a peanut butter sugar cookie or something in the center. That'd be really good. Or just like straight up peanut butter. You could do a peanut butter mousse or really anything. I mean, peanut butter is like, with that and chocolate, just be creative. Do whatever you please.
Jordan asks, what about Moro bars?
Moro. What are those? Help me, Justin. I don't even know. I'm really good at candy, but that's not what I know. I know Toblerone. I know like 100 grand. I think is that called 100 grand? I have no idea. Well, whatever it is, if you let me know what the ingredients are, I'll give you some ideas. Caramel is always a fun one to do to any kind of truffle. I'm also adding about a tablespoon of crushed slivered almonds. And slivered almonds is just like a little thicker than a sliced almond would be. You could just do regular almonds too and chop those up yourself. But we're going to do, I want a little bit of texture in here besides just the cream we got going on.
So update, Moro bars are like Mars bars.
Mars bars. Is that just caramel? What is a Mars bar? I have no idea. I'm so bad at candy. Mars. Is it caramel? Is that what it is? I feel like that's right. Justin, I need you. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so our coconut cream is done. It's a nice texture. It's going to be super creamy, and between the chipped coconut and the crushed silvered almonds, we have a great texture going on for the center of this truffle. All right, the next step is going on to our Kit Kat inspired one. And one of my friends, Morgan, that's her favorite candy bar, and she is here today to help me make it. I wonder where she could be.
Hi! Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands because I've been on the ground.
That's what happens when we crawl. Okay, so to start off our Kit Kat bars, I have a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of sugar, and I also have half a cup of heavy whipping cream, and then I have half a teaspoon of vanilla and about a 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. And that's going to give us the flavor of what that wafer inside of the Kit Kat tastes like, but we're going to make it into whipped cream, so it's like a different texture, super fun. Yeah, so your job.
Oh.
This is yours. Okay, so I would start it on like 1 or 2 because otherwise you'll have cream everywhere, which is okay. Do you want me to start it for you so it doesn't go crazy? Okay. This one it kind of like goes up on its own too. There we go. Just that nice, and then once it starts to thicken, just keep turning it on. Okay. Now, if you whip cream too much, you get butter, but I mean butter's good too, right? So,
I like butter.
Yeah, we'll just have vanilla butter. Either way, it's fine. And I'm gonna start melting some white chocolate chips for our cookies and cream bars.
So start turning it up.
Yeah, turn it up a little more. Cookies and cream. Look how fast that is. You can make it yourself, like in a mason jar, and just shake it up a lot, but it's gonna take you a little longer.
So concentrated.
It's a small bowl. Like you could like the power of
It could explode. I'm not ready for that.
it'd be good though. A delicious
It's
explosion.
so good. How's this looking now?
Good. Yeah, you'll do a little bit more. You can turn it up. There you go. Those are those peeps they're called.
So
Alright.
good.
You're almost there.
Yes. I love whipped cream.
Okay. I think that's good. So now the test, when you lift it up, that's like the peak that you want. So it's slightly soft, which is nice. We don't have butter, which is also nice. You can eat one of those if you want it.
Yes.
If you.
I do.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah.
It's a nice little appetizer for the truffle.
So some people are wondering why you're choosing to cool them in the freezer instead of the refrigerator or just outside.
I want them to go a lot faster, so that's why I use the freezer. You can set them as long as your room temperature isn't too hot, or in the fridge to set, but because we want this to be Speedy Gonzales, we put it into the freezer today. Okay, if you want to grab a bag, we're going to use that to pipe the whipped cream inside.
What is your preferred method to cool them?
To cool the truffles, or I like doing the freezer. It's so much faster. Like when I want truffle or like any kind of food, faster is better because I don't like being too patient with my time. So I like the freezer. But if you have more time, the fridge is going to give a nice texture to it as well because you won't have to worry about potentially freezing whatever the inside is. That's going to change the texture sometimes. Okay, so our white chocolate is looking pretty good. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And, okay, so this is what we're going to do. Put this way, and it's going to make us a little piping bag. So now I'm going to have you, first, before you scoop it in there, we're going to add some vanilla wafers that I just chopped up, super fine. And that's going to give us that wafer texture that we like. So just kind of fold it. You know how to fold?
Just like.
Yeah. Don't stir it because you'll break the whipped cream. But if you just like gently, there you go. Look at you. You fold them whipped cream.
It's like folding paper.
Yeah. Okay. My white chocolate is almost ready. I don't want the white chocolate to seize, so I'm actually going to get our chocolate shells out so I can start filling. So look at that, like maybe 3 minutes, and we already have like
I love chocolate.
I mean, chocolate is good on its own. You don't need to do much to it, but when you add things inside of it, it's brilliant.
Kelsey asked you how many times have you made this?
So this is like my second time making these specific truffles, but truffles in general, this is probably like the, I don't know, 100th time. I actually made truffles for my high school graduation party. I made like 2,000 truffles, and they were gone within like the first 2 hours of the party. We had pizza too though, so like people didn't go hungry, but yeah, it was a fun, truffles, I mean everyone just loves them, it's chocolate.
This seems like something that would be like really fun for like just a night in with friends.
Yeah, like a girls' night.
Yes.
It'd be really fun. Okay.
Movie, make some truffles.
Yeah,
I'm
and
all
like
about it.
eat some popcorn while the truffle's set.
Oh, I'm all about it.
I love popcorn. That's my other claim to fame, I think, besides truffles. Like my college claim to fame is popcorn. It's always in my house. Okay, so I just put a little bit. That looks beautiful.
Yay.
You want to put it into your piping bag. That's a Ziploc. I just put the white chocolate right over the melted chocolate, and I'm going to sprinkle on some crushed Oreos. And I left them into bigger pieces because I think the signature part of the cookies and cream is that crunch that you get when you get that little bit of chocolate, which you could also add like chocolate chips or something to that too if you want the extra crunch. But with our crunchy shell, I think it's good with just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to put some more semi-sweet chocolate chips now, start melting those because we're going to cover all of our truffles in chocolate. Yum! Chocolate chips.
What would your favorite candy bars to make be, Morgan?
Me? Well, I actually, Kit Kat is like my favorite, and
How did I know?
Yes. I love candy bars, but I think I really just love chocolate in general. So I think like a tuxedo or something would be really good.
I made a tuxedo before. I did white chocolate on the bottom, and then I put in some cake batter. But made it in, it was a little thicker, and then put chocolate on top. It was really good. Yeah. It was happiness. Okay. So now I'm just starting to put some coconut cream into our Almond Joy truffles. And I don't want to fill these up too high because we want to make sure that the chocolate gets all around so that it really sets into a single truffle versus being like a top half with separated filling and then a bottom half because that's sad. Okay. So there's that. Yeah. So fold it up. And check our chocolate, looking good, starting to melt. Okay, yeah, and then make sure you get all the air out before you zip it up. And the good way to do that is if you do this and then twist it kind of. Then it's like all nifty. And then I'm going to cut the corner off. And we're going to, this is a very large knife for all I need to do. But, okay, there we go. So now just pipe a little bit into each one, and not too high so we have room to cover it in chocolate.
Into all of them, or just these three?
Yeah, those last three. That's perfect. Okay. So, for those of you playing at home, we have our Kit Kat whipped cream, which is like a vanilla wafer whipped cream. Then we have, there we go. Then we have our Almond Joy. This is a coconut cream with some almonds, and then we have our cookies and cream, which has white chocolate and then Oreos. Yeah. I think we're like
so good.
Golden. Just finishing up melting our chocolate.
Have you cooked truffles before, Morgan?
No, I have not attempted the truffle.
There's a first time for everything.
But yeah, so I mean, maybe now I will, because now I know a good way to do it.
I mean, and everyone has like some kind of ice cube tray.
Yeah, we have the silicone ones at home, so I might have to.
I had the one that came with my mini fridge, and they were like maybe the size of a quarter, and that's all the ice you needed apparently when you have a mini fridge. Okay, do you want to do the rest?
Sure.
I trust you for this. I'm gonna do the last Almond Joy one because we're gonna top it with some more almonds, which will actually end up being on the bottom.
Oh,
when you flip it over. Okay, yeah. So just do like a little scoop over each one. Make sure it's covered in chocolate.
All right.
That's all you need. And then I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit of almond. And then we have a little more crunch. Yeah, look at that. And the cool thing is because we're covering this whipped cream in chocolate on both sides, it's going to stay whipped cream. Mm-hmm. So like when you bite into it, it's like crunchy outside, and then the inside is like
nice,
fluffy, nice.
Like a hug. Or Olaf.
Kiara asked, could you stuff them with strawberries?
Yeah, with chocolate strawberry. I like that a lot. I think that'd be good too if you add a little bit of white chocolate with that one, a white chocolate strawberry, and then the outside is chocolate. Delicious. A little bit of fruit. I like it. Great idea. Keep them coming, friends. What other candy bars do you want to see in truffle form? Because they're endless. There's all these ones I've never heard about, like a Mars bar, like a Maro bar. I think that's
Update on that. It's mostly nougat and caramel.
Oh, nougat. Yes, quite. Okay, so then you could kind of make like almost like a cookie. That's kind of because nougats are like in between a cream and a cookie, depending on the nougat that you got going on. And if you did that, it's a little hot. Be careful.
Put that down.
You could do that, dip it in caramel, and then put it inside your chocolate, cover it in more chocolate. I think that'd be really good. Yeah. I'm gonna just make sure that these go all the way to the side because we want to make sure that they don't break.
Chloe asks about marshmallows.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you could do like a Rocky Road one if you did like some peanut butter and peanuts and marshmallows. That'd be really good. You could just do like a chocolate covered marshmallow. That'd be delicious. Or like s'mores and do some graham cracker crumbs in it.
Ooh.
And you could do like either marshmallows themselves or like a marshmallow cream like that. Just the cream itself. That'd be really good too. Yeah, I like that. Look at all these ideas we have. I mean, they're endless. Okay, so now to make sure that we know which everyone is, I'm going to put a little bit of Oreos on this one. My hands are so chocolatey, but I don't care. We only have a little bit of vanilla wafer, but we're just going to make sure that we know what it is, you know? So that's all we need. Nice sprinkle on
Just a
top.
little identifier.
Yeah. Okay, back in the freezer goes, and this is going to have to go in the freezer for like an hour or if not more, just because you want it to set, and they're pretty thick now, so we want to make sure it just becomes one truffle and not like multiple pieces, which has happened to me many a time. And then I have some that are ready because we're not waiting an hour.
How did
for
that
truffle.
happen?
Magical freezer!
Oh my gosh!
Okay, so after they're ready, it's kind of similar with what you do with ice. You have to like, bang it a little bit, flip it over, and like you can see, sometimes they don't perfectly come out, but they're still delicious.
They all go to the same place.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this one is our Almond Joy. This one is our cookies and cream, and then we have our Kit Kat one center. Which one are you gonna go for first?
Kit Kat.
Okay, let's do it together. It's gonna be really messy, but delicious. Here we go. Cheers to Kit Kat in
Cheers,
truffle
all.
form.
All right.
So much chocolate. It really tastes like a Kit Kat though. And this cream is really good. I like it. And it's so messy.
Yeah.
But in the best way. Yum.
You make these with the friends that have already seen you at your worst.
Yep. Now America has too. Or the world.
Welcome.
Welcome to our worst. Truffle form. All right, friends. Well, we're going to probably eat the rest of these where people can't see us because they're so huge. But super excited for the future of what we could be making with truffles and more food. We'll see you next week.